different world.
Well, now let's talk about like some of the celebrity predictions, like that you've done before. For example, I know that you told Courtney Cox back in the '90s that she should leave New York and move to Los Angeles, and that she was going to become a famous actress. That's one of the things that.
And she did.
Candice Bergen.
Yeah.
You told her that her husband was going to die and that her daughter was going to need like heart surgery.
Yeah, she was. Her daughter was 7 years old.
And those things ended up happening.
That. All of them happened.
And here on Fox News Channel back in '97, you predicted that Madonna was going to have a son and get married. I mean, that kind of seems like that's like a little easier to predict. But I mean, predicting that someone's husband is. I mean, how do you gauge that type of stuff?
I remember that when I met Candice, she seemed to be in a rush. She came to me because Maya Swarovski, the wife of Swarovski, who's doing the sent her to me, and she was in the jogging. I didn't even recognize her at the beginning. And then I looked at her and said, well, I have some news, so I think you should know that your husband is not in good health, and they should get prepared for something. It's very tough to tell somebody that. It's very difficult.
Do you get some feeling like you meeting me? Is there some like ominous cloud hanging over my head? I hope not.
You're so healthy. You're doing so. You're such a great person. You're an animal lover. You have a great relationship with your husband. Everything is great about you. I think you probably should. The way I see your life, you'll probably have a baby. I don't know if you're thinking about a child, but I see you having a son, for instance.
Oh,
you know.
No, girl,
but I think you're going to have a daughter too. Oh. But I think you're going to have both. But I see you having children in the future. But you're in perfect health and your career is great, so everything is perfect. But there are situations in life when you need to be told to get ready, you know.
Yeah. Wow. I can't imagine what it would be like, though, to hear, well, your husband's in bad health or something like that.
Yeah, but things happen, unfortunately, you know. People are here for a while. We're here, you know, to learn some lessons, and then we reunite with the divine. We're in transition here, all of us.
Are there any celebrities that you're like getting a read on more specifically? Like, I predict that Angelina Jolie is going to break up with Brad Pitt, or
I don't think Angelina will break up. I don't think she will break. I mean, I predicted that Jen will separate from Brad when I predicted it when they got married. So talking about making a prediction that was not necessarily the most positive. So I'm a positive person, and yet I remember being on Channel 11 and being asked whether, they just got married, are they going to be together? I said, no, someone else will come in his life. And everybody, well, you just got married, come on, you know. So, and then I'm not surprised that he got involved with Angelina, and I don't think he's going to leave her. No, he won't. They have a lot to work together, you know, but they have those kids together, and I think they're very connected.
Were you watching our segment before? Because we were talking about people, well, they can certainly afford to break up, but a lot of people are tending to stay together a little bit more now because
for reasons,
it's so expensive.
Yeah, well, that's pretty sad.
Break up.
Yeah, that's sad to say, well, I'm staying with you just because, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
But look at the times.
I believe that people stay together
economy?
because of...
What do you predict?
Well, economy, I think it's going to get worse. So here I don't have such a good prediction. It's going to get worse before it's getting better. Right. Because there are major changes in economy. So the system in itself might actually collapse. It's not a good prediction. But it's giving birth to a better system, to something that is more a system of justice. You know, we're seeing so much poverty in this world, and so much talking about people that cannot afford. Is that fair? It's not. So this stability, as I said, the job stability, the banking system, it seems so stable. Well, guess what? It's not stable, not at all.
What about the U.S. as a major superpower?
I don't think
China to take over the world.
No, nobody will take over. No country will actually take over. I think countries are going to come together. Leaders of the world are going to come together. This is the only way we can turn the ship before it hits the iceberg. This is the reason of this book. This is why the people should know what needs to be done in a period of crisis. You know, this is such a powerful message for the world. The world needs to understand that we are going to a tremendous, tremendous transformation of the human consciousness. And it is actually a very good one. Life on Earth is going to be longer, it's going to be better, we're not going to have to kill each other anymore, you know, we're not going to need weapons, and we'll make peace. And we'll have only one religion, one God. What's the need of killing in the name of God? So this has to stop. So
you have another book that was called Decoding Your Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
How do you decode your destiny? Because I think a lot of people are wondering, especially now, like, what is the purpose of my life? What am I supposed to be doing?
The purpose of your life is what is called in Hinduism is your dharma, is the reason why you are here for. And what we are here for, to help each other and do good for each other. That's for sure. That's simple. But within our birth code, you know, it's interesting that we created calendars. So time is man-made. God doesn't have time, but we have space and time, which is a notion that is created by us. We have a lot of man-made laws that don't seem to really work anymore. So I'm saying that the concept of time has been established thousands of years ago. When the Maya calendar is coming to an end, what does it mean? The time is coming to zero. So the compass will point south instead of pointing north. But that doesn't mean the shift of the pole. That doesn't mean that something bad is going to happen to us.
Did you see that movie 2012?
Yeah, well, that's just a reflection of the fear. The fear. We're living in fear. We think that this has to be, you know, something catastrophic. With nothing bad is going to happen to us.
Like, the scientists were seeing actual developments in the Earth. Like, there's no sign that that's actually happening now.
No, what's going to happen? The pole will shift in 2143. The pole will shift 100-something years from now. The pole shifted 71 times.
No problem, then.
And 71 times in the last millions of years. Any time in a cosmic year, in 26,000 years, the poles are going to shift.